Hi everyone, welcome back to Eco and Crafts. Just a short video for you this time. As some of you might have known if you have seen any of my other videos, I'm quite new to sewing and I've really enjoyed it. But I think one thing that people always think when they think of sewing is it's a cheap, cost-effective way to kind of make your own clothes in the style that you like, that's going to fit you really well. And I think although this can be true, something that I've really realised from starting up sewing from scratch is that actually, especially when you're getting started and you're not even sure if you want to do sewing or if it's something you'll enjoy, everything's actually quite expensive. So by the time you've got yourself a sewing machine, got yourself your fabric, your thread, or your pins, needles, everything else that you need, the cost is already actually quite high. And so potentially an area where you can save a bit of money is by looking for free patterns. I'm not saying that patterns aren't kind of worth the money, obviously, especially a lot of independent people and designers, they spend a lot of time and effort creating these patterns in a wide range of sizes, etc. But it can be a bit of a win-win for everybody. So a lot of kind of independent designers will have a few free sample patterns on their website, which you can try, and if you like the way they do the instructions, the way they do their explanations, then you might be tempted to therefore buy some of their other patterns in the future. So it can be kind of a win-win for both you and the designers, gets more traffic to them, etc. And in terms of blogs as well, they get money from the advertisements and the traffic that they get through. So it can be a win-win for everyone. I'm not saying it's not worth the money, but if you are kind of new to starting out sewing or wanting to try something different, I've got a few, I think it's nine different places I look for online when I'm thinking of trying a different pattern to try, and I thought it might be useful if I shared those with you. So first one is Peppermint Patterns. I've done 2 videos on some of their patterns. They are an Australian company, I believe, and they release free patterns on their website quarterly. They come with really good instructions. The garments that they produce are really well made. Their whole ethos is they're made to last. So I've made a wrap top and a ruffle sleeve top, and I'll put the links to the videos with my thoughts on them up here. And although they're free, they kind of ask that you can potentially give them a donation, so they say buy them a coffee. So that's them. They tend to do only women's patterns, so no men, children or homeware stuff so far for them. Secondly, we've got Itch to Stitch. I think they're a US company. They have loads of different patterns on their website. However, they do have a few free ones, like I said before, almost like sample pieces, I imagine. A tulip skirt, a strappy top, or like a tank top, and a longer sleeve top as well. Women's wear only, I think they do. But really popular. I've not actually tried any of their patterns yet, but as I said, really popular, and I'm confident they'll be good. Foldline, which is almost like a online pattern shop and blog. They have a YouTube channel as well, and I love watching their YouTube channels. They do kind of monthly or seasonal roundups, and then they also do kind of pattern finding videos, or looking at patterns that are similar to kind of pieces of clothing that people really like from TV shows. Their enthusiasm is infectious. On their website you can also look for free patterns, and they do some free, mainly women's and children's wear, and then also free add-ons. So you can have a look on there if you've already got some bought patterns but you want to kind of change it up a bit, maybe a different length, a different sleeve. Look on their website and see if they've got any free add-ons for those patterns, and then you've got yourself a whole nother pattern, a whole new item of clothing for literally nothing. Obviously with most of these patterns you have to print them out yourself, so they're not coming pre-folded up patterns. They are arts and crafts style, print them out, cut them up, add them together sort of deal. But anyway, really recommend those guys. Next we've got Patterns for Pirates. They have a huge selection of pattern pieces. A lot of their stuff is kind of children's wear, fancy dress wear, and they've also got loads of leggings that people seem to really like making, and they've got some free patterns that again is mainly children's wear or fancy dress wear. Next we've got Sew Magazine, which is obviously a bigger company, a bigger situation. You can log in for an account with them, and they do post some free patterns of a variety of things. Often they'll have the instructions online and you'd have to get the patterns in the magazine, but they do some free patterns on their website as well, which you can download. Next we have Mood Fabrics, which I'm sure if any of you have googled free patterns, that's probably the first thing that comes up on Google. Mood Fabrics is a US company, I believe, and they have loads and loads of patterns, really on-trend patterns. They photograph these patterns in their own fabrics which they sell, and then if you want that look, you use their free pattern and you buy their fabric from them. Obviously you don't have to, and you can just use a free pattern with your own fabric, but it's that sort of look. If you want that complete look to go for, then you can get the fabric from them. As I live in the UK, it's a bit more tricky for me to get hold of their fabric, but their fabric does look amazing also. I would say that some of their instructions appear at first glance to be a little bit less detailed than some of the bought patterns or the Peppermint patterns that I've had before. So maybe it's better if you are a slightly more confident sewer, but also I think it might be, dependent upon the type of thing that you're trying to make. Obviously, if you're trying to make like a bralette or something like that, depending on the design of it, it might be more tricky than if you're just wanting to make a simple tank top. So, I would probably just say, read through the instructions before you get all your fabric for it and make sure you can kind of follow along before you kind of go to all the effort of printing it and sticking it all together. Next, we have Hobbycraft, which is a UK company, and they do a small selection of free patterns. It's mainly homeware stuff like buntings, cushions, stuff like that. But I think they'd be really good starter projects for anyone kind of wanting to get into sewing and just, wanting to take it easy, or, just simple, nice updates to your home furnishings. So that's really good to check out. Next, we've got the Littlest Studio, which is a blog, and they also do, they have their own sort of pattern shop, but they also do some free patterns as well, things like circle skirts, mainly women's wear, I believe. And they also have a few upcycling videos as well. So for example, turning a men's shirt into a woman's shirt and things like that, which is really nice. And then finally we have See Kate Sew, which is also a blog, and they do women's wear and children's wear mainly, and some accessories, and they have some free patterns, which is kind of like smaller make stuff. And again, maybe just to kind of see if you like the way that she designs things, and follow along with the instructions before you potentially purchase some of her other pattern pieces. So that's a whistle-stop tour of places that I like to look for free patterns. Obviously, if you're wanting stuff that's kind of basically free, or if you're wanting more like physical patterns, then obviously you can look online at various auction sites. I would say that having a good rummage around any secondhand or charity shops is a really good idea. The only issue with some of those is that they might already be cut to a particular size, so you have to be careful when you buy it that it firstly has all the pieces, and secondly is potentially cut in a size that you could use, or a size bigger and you can make it smaller yourself. So I'd say those are the potential downfalls from that. But otherwise, I hope you guys found this useful. I'll put all the links down to everywhere that I've said and discussed in the info box below. If there's any free pattern places that you guys like to go to, then again, please add them in the comments below and help me out and help other people out. And then finally, of course, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, or would like to see kind of similar videos in the future, if you could like and subscribe and press the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos in future. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.